Okay. So yeah, I had to fix the phone. Anyway, bulk. Yeah, they getting paid in bulk. They getting paid in bulks. Yeah, I feel like when they withdraw is in a large quantity, is in a large amount. Yeah, they're getting paid in bulks. So they do this collectively, with everyone's whoever they take possession, whoever assets or identity they take possession of or something of that nature. They do all of this collectively, okay, with everyone that they're doing this to, so they can get paid in bulk. Yeah, I'm gonna put this right here. Yeah, what else you want me to know about this fraudulent company and Holy Spirit? Thank you, Son. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, for this clear messages. Things that they don't want me to get out, things they don't want me to know about their company. That I already knew anyway, man. This is just more clarity. It's just more confirmation. I'm saying not clarity, but confirmation. There's too many cards came out. We got finance. We got interest earned. We got asset. We got account number and liability. This probably how they looking at me right now, like a liability. Because they finance off of the interest. They finance with the interest that they earn from taking possession of probably my assets. Yeah, they have a whole account that's receiving the money that they have that they have received from making this fraudulent investment. And now they looking at me as a liability, and I don't care, because how do you think you're gonna take from me? And when I find out, now you want to hide your hand. Like, come on, make it make sense. Stop. Yeah. Yep. I probably got whole stocks somewhere in my name that I'm supposed to be getting money for, and I'm not. Yep. And they trying to hide this. What came out? 2 cards came out. It was dispute. Yes, dispute. Handled by your financial institution when you don't agree with the payment made on your account. Wow. A tax chargeable on the transfer of the estate of a deceased person, estate taxes. And see, this came out right here over top of insurance. Both of them did. Over goods and savings and insurance. I'm mainly getting insurance is what they wanted to come out over, because we got estate taxes. So this is when a person is deceased, right? And it's a tax that is charged on the transfer of the deceased person's estate, right? So they could be like, when a person passes away, or they could be saying that a person passed away or something like that, they transfer that wealth over from that person's estate into their possession. Yeah, it's like a transfer of wealth type of thing. And they I don't know if they are claiming that people are deceased and taking money from them that way. Yeah. Or they wait until the person died, this is deceased, to do this. Wow, either or, because it came out over top of insurance. So this could be some type of insurance fraud that they're doing by claiming a person is deceased so they can transfer all that wealth over to them. Right, and then this is a dispute. So anybody that feels though, me in this instance, feels though that a company is doing this to them, can put in a dispute. Handled by your financial institution when you don't agree with the payment made on your account. Yes. Wow. Wow. Excise taxes, health insurance. Wow. So let me find out that they are benefiting off of they benefiting off the taxes too. When a transfer is made and the taxes is paid, they benefiting off the taxes. They benefiting off the transfer of wealth. Yes. They benefiting off of people's the excise taxes, a tax chargeable on consumption of specific goods and services. So this came out over top of the goods. So it's like, all right, well, I want to put it over top of the goods, right? So excise tax. So like, whenever you spend money, probably with your debit and credit or whatever, when you spend money on these goods or whatever that you want, all right, that's excise tax on particular goods and services, right? And they can also benefit off of that, because like in the beginning, the way they keep money, right, it's supposed to be by way of taxes, right? So they make sure they every single transaction, if tax is owed, that they pay, that they, you know, that the person pays. But they also benefit off the taxes as well as the fraudulent you know, activities that they're doing anyway. Okay, health insurance, right? So they covers the cost of medical costs. It pays for or reimburses the amount you pay towards your treatment. Okay, so they doing some type of health insurance. They taking, are they taking possession of people's like health insurance accounts? Wow. So like, if you got health insurance, they probably gonna like figure out who you got health insurance with. Wow. So I'm feeling like this. Okay, so health insurance, I'm feeling like this. Whatever assets that a person could have when it relates to health insurance, right? Because you still have assets. You know, when you apply for health insurance, you still have, you know, assets. Your security is an asset. The application, it can be, you know, securitized in the private, you feel me, as an asset. Okay, and banks can leverage that money. They can benefit off that money, right? But because you don't know, and they do, they, you know, they leverage off of this. But I'm feeling like this with this one, right? I'm feeling like they try to like do some type of fraud with your health insurance to try to like take possession. So something dealing with health insurance where they take possession or something, because they already doing some type of insurance fraud, right? So it's also they doing some type of health insurance fraud. And I think it's in relation to when they claim that a person is deceased. Yeah, so they could be getting health insurance providers to work with them to do this. That is supposed to be benefiting, supposed to be a service and helping people, you know, with health insurance, paying people health insurance or whatever that need help. I feel like by way of being, you know, in control or the producer of, you know, providing health insurance, right? They're able to, you know, do things in the private to claim abandoned funds, taxes, or something. I feel like it's got something to do with the deceased person and health insurance. They doing some type of scam with health insurance. Once they claim that a person is deceased, they probably take on all the funds, all the abandoned money. Yeah, that they had gained throughout their life that was abandoned. Wow. Okay, let's keep going. What else you want me to know, Holy Spirit, about this company? Credit report, invest. So this came out over right here, right? Right over credit score, right? Right underneath is credit report. That's what came out. So a detailed report of an individual's credit history. Yeah, so along with them, you know, the way they keep their money through taxes, and then they go to the credit bureau and they look at your overdraft fees, they look at your credit score to see if you're financial risk, to see if you have intangible assets that it can't touch, which will make you a competitor, right? And they also work with people that do like this, that help you build your credit score. They work with them people to try to act like, oh, we a service to help you with your credit score, but they really doing something fraud, right? And I feel like also the credit report that comes with that is how they get a list of what companies to work with to further defraud you, right? Yeah. Invest came out too. So yeah, once they figure out all this information, that's when they go ahead and make that investment. Yeah, that's when they make the determination on whether they want to invest or not. Yeah. In that particular individual, how they want to go about doing that. The invest, the act of putting out money in order to gain profit. Yep. Wow, let's keep going, man. Let's keep going. This one to come out, cost of living. Wow, they supporting their cost of living. They doing this to support their cost of living. The amount of money needed to have your basic needs taken care of. So they doing off of people's ignorance. Like I said, they siphoning people's energy just to live. The cost for you to be incompetent, right? You have to be incompetent, right? And that helps them with their cost of living, you being incompetent, okay? Yeah. Yeah, this is crazy. This is how they live. This supports their cost of living. Wow. loan, thing that is borrowed. So yeah, this came out over type of unsecured. Yeah, yes, they using your money, your income, right, as a resource, whatever assets you have as a resource, right, to make a loan, to put in them, to yeah, to invest in unsecured loans, right? Yeah. Yeah, I feel like your asset literally is the loan, that they leveraging in order to support their cost of living, to support their expenses for their business as well. I feel like the dividends that they make is what's supporting their cost of living. But in order to even invest in the share or the stock to get the dividends, right? They gotta do all this fraudulent stuff. A loan, a thing that is borrowed, especially money, right? They borrowing, they borrowing other people's resources. I mean, other people's resources, assets. That's their resource. That's their means of being of getting a loan. You know what I mean? Like their way of getting a loan is by taking your assets from you. Wow. A loan made without an asset given as security. So instead of them using your asset with the unsecured loan, right? They're using just money, your resources, the money that they receive, the cash that they receive. They're using that money, to leverage that money. So let's say if they the creditor, they acting as the creditor, right? They're gonna take whatever money that they extracted from you fraudulently, right? And they're gonna use that as a means of like leveraging by way of being the creditor, being the one as the creditor to receive that money back and that interest back. You feel me? Yeah. And they acting as if they are a creditor giving out loans with your money, with your assets. Yes. And receiving all the benefits from it and you're not getting nothing. Yep. That's what I'm getting. 401k. I knew this was going to pop out. Savings plan set up by an employee for retirement. Yeah, they probably invested in people's 401ks that they got with their job. Oh, man. These people is relentless, right? Wow. It's like you can't do nothing. You got to have your affairs in order, okay, out here these days. Because if not, this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. And they don't want this to be like seen. If a company is doing this to you, they don't want it to be seen. They get real quiet when you see this. They get real quiet, man. Yeah. Let's keep going. Anything else you want me to know? Wants. Yeah, they do this for wants. Yeah, things they want. They do it for the things they want. Credit inquiry. Request by a company to view your credit report. To view your credit report's credit. Yeah, this came out over top of credit report, credit score, services. Yeah, so yeah, this is what they do. This is what I feel like people do. They work as a service to like help you build your credit the whole time.